Hey guys, what's happening? It is Friday, July 17th. Just like last week, I'm going to start off with a new release that came out this week. Super big fan, as you can tell, of the monster action fighting games, whatever you want to call them. And of course, this week we got Godzilla for the PS4. It also came out on the PS3, but I'm glad to grab it for the PS4. The week started off kind of slow. I went to Goodwill on Monday. I normally go out Wednesday and Thursday. I had to be on the south end of town for a little bit. Went in there on Monday and they had this. So this started off the week, but this was the only thing I found when I was out that day. And that is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. I might actually keep this one. I do have a copy of it already, but this one might be in better shape than what I have. So that's how the week started. Didn't really find anything else. Then had some eBay stuff come in, which I was super excited about. I'll get my eBay stuff squared away here. There we go. Yep, that's all my eBay stuff. All my eBay stuff came in on Tuesday afternoon, and I was super duper excited to get these. This is Import Tuner Challenge. Didn't realize this was an Xbox 360 exclusive. It is getting tougher to find. I have to put it in a new case. Looks like the case was damaged in shipping, but not for lack of effort from the seller. He bubble wrapped it and put paper inside a bigger envelope. Then this is exclusive to the 360, and it's in the sense that it was 360 and PC only, and I've been dying to play it, and that's Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance. It's sort of a space shooter action RPG kind of game. I'm thinking that these guys probably play... The guys who make No Man's Sky might have taken some inspiration from this. It's obviously not as going to be as polished, I think, as No Man's Sky, but I'm excited to play that. Then a rarer one, not complete. The manual isn't there, but I'll fix that. A rarer one, getting tougher to find. As you know, I like the kart racing games, and this is Madagascar Karts. I recently got it on the Wii, snagged this up. It was a no-bid auction. I think I got it for like $3.99 was the bid on it, and I see in town everywhere I found it, they want between $10 to $15 for it on the 360. Then an original Xbox exclusive came in. I got this for $9. Buy it now with free shipping. I know it's not considered good in the pantheon of these games, but what I've played, I've actually enjoyed. So I can't complain about that. And that is Toe Jam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth. It's complete and in great shape. This was also well packaged. Everything I got shipped in the mail this week was very well packaged. All right. Then it was on back over to Goodwill. I said, what the heck, you know, I started off the week there, and they had a bunch of stuff there. A lot of it I already had, but a couple of things I didn't. I see this one's been priced twice, so I'm wondering if they marked it down, and they did. It was originally $6.99, and somebody must have told them no. $3.99, or was it $2.99? This was $3. Battle Stations Midway. Sort of gotten into the combat games on and off lately. The air combat games, I should say. Normally I like the top-down shooters, side-scrolling shooters, but my buddy Todd's really into the Ace Combat series, and when I found that, I played that for about an hour, and I've been slowly but surely getting into those. This was a pretty amazing find over at Goodwill. This was also $2.99, and that is a PS2 title. I now have both of them for the PS2, so I'm glad to grab those up. And I see this as relatively valuable. I see this as relatively valuable. New copies still fetch upwards of $60, and complete copies, and this is complete, go for about $18 to $20 online. That is Contra Shattered Soldier, so for $2, couldn't complain. Then, let's see. I'll do all my thrift store stuff first. Then over to St. Joseph's, and they did not have the portal or anything like that for this, and I told them you actually needed the portal to play the game, but since the game was there, I wasn't going to pass it up, especially after I said, you know, you need the portal, at least the portal to play the game. You can't play it without it. And this is Skylanders Giants. So they had it marked at $4. I told them you needed the portal to play it when I explained to them on the back. I wasn't actually trying to get a deal. I was seeing if they had the portal there, and they said they had no idea what I was talking about. I have a feeling if I go back over there, it's going to end up in a toy bin because they're not going to know what it is. But this is Skylanders Giants, and they originally had it at $4. They gave it to me for $1. Here's an Xbox pickup. I do not have this for my Xbox collection. I'm glad to get it. Kind of on the uncommon side. I wouldn't call it rare by any means. But this one is definitely, I don't see it out there a ton, and that is Test Drive for the Atari. I know this is like the story mode one when I look at it. They've got music from DMX, Ja Rule, Junkie XL, Bubba Sparks, and Saliva. That's an interesting soundtrack, to say the least. Then, last but not least, from over at St. Joe's, I had to get this buffed out, but I didn't mind because I paid $1 for it. The case is beaten up. I also didn't mind because I paid $1 for it. This one's definitely an uncommon one for the original Xbox, and that is Def Jam Fight for New York. No manual, so I'll have to fix that. Hopefully the manual isn't too tough to track down. Then it was over to Another Chance or Dakota Boys Ranch. I don't even know what they're called anymore. And they had a bunch of these. These were all... was it 25% off? So these were $2.25 a piece. I got all 4 of these for $10, and I realize they're not the Tenkaichi ones, but that's fine. Dragon Ball Z 1, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, which I realize it's not the Tenkaichi ones, so they aren't the super expensive ones, but that's fine with me. Been getting more into the Dragon Ball series. Still haven't watched a single episode of it, so I couldn't tell you anything about it, but being that I'm just going to start playing J-Stars Victory versus Plus, I believe is what it's called. I'm kind of excited to see some lore or some backstory to this. This other one, Naruto Ultimate Ninja, that's the first one, and then Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3. I see this one is relatively uncommon, about a $20 game still. So that wasn't so bad. Then it was pawn shop hunting. Went over to First National Pawn. Nothing that... or, sorry, not First National Pawn. I went to Super Pawn first. Nothing that I got there for the... for current stuff. And I say current, I mean anything from PS3 and 360 and newer. I know they aren't technically the current systems, but they still get a lot of use, so... I know everybody's shifting now completely to PS4 and Xbox One, but they scrape a sticker off this. I was always intrigued to play this, and since the kid that was working there cut me a deal, I picked it up. Beowulf the game, this was $4. Virtua Fighter 5, also $4. And then Overlord Raising Hell, which I'm assuming he'd been sitting on for a while because he gave it to me for $4, but they have you can see 15 written on the spine there, which I'll have to clean up, but he gave it to me for $4. The big things I got over there, he gave these to me for $10, so $5 a piece. Tecmo Bowl for the Nintendo, which that one in and of itself isn't very hard to find or very valuable, but he also gave me Tecmo Super Bowl, or Super Tecmo Bowl, whatever you want to call it. And this one is not necessarily rare, but certainly hard to find on the out in the reselling market. Solidly sells anywhere between $18 to $25 all the time. I'm gonna hang on to those. I might even try to complete these. I don't know what a box and manual will run me, but I might try to complete them. Then it was over to First National Pawn. Oh wait. Sorry, 2 other pickups at Super Pawn. These were also thrown in for $4. Conflict Denied Ops, which I see out there every once in a while. I don't know. I'm assuming it got middling reviews. These Conflict games usually do, but I'm willing to give it a try because I've never actually played one, and for $4, the investment isn't that big. And then, as I said, I'm getting into the air combat games. I wouldn't call these sims. These are air combat, 3D air combat. But are in the arcadey vein. This is Blazing Angels 2, Secret Missions of World War II. Don't really know a ton about it. I remember when they came out. I remember this got reasonably good reviews, and I think my buddy Todd has played this one and also enjoyed it. Alright, then it was over to First National Pawn, where they had a 25% off sale, and I got a couple of really neat things. This is my one gripe over there, is that they put price tags on boxes even if it's cardboard, so I'm going to have to try to clean this up as gently as possible, but anyways, first up is Geometry Wars Galaxies for the Wii. This is getting tougher to find, and I've always wanted to play them. I guess this is a relatively hard game to find because I see that the price is ridiculously high over at GameStop and Rock 30. Both have them for well over 25 bucks. But they had it for 15 and 25% off of 15, so, you know, what is that? $3.75 off, so I got it for 11 bucks, a little over 11 bucks. And that is Transformers War for Cybertron. Then, this was marked at $12, and I don't know if they knew what they had, but this is certainly certainly a valuable game, especially when it comes to the collectors of this series, because it is I believe this is considered the limited edition or the pre-order version. I can't remember what this one's considered, but this is Persona 3. Like I said, they put the price tag on the outside, so I'm going to have to gently try to clean that up. The box isn't in mint condition by any means, but as I've said before, these guys over at First National do not take in garbage. As such, the disc is in great shape. I think this came out, if I remember correctly, relatively... Yeah, 2006, I think, in Japan, and 2007 in the United States. So this came out relatively late in the PS3's life cycle. But my buddy Mitch tells me that Persona is worth playing. I love the Persona Arena fighting games, so I'm probably going to have to give this a whirl at some point just to see if I'm really missing out on something. Then, the last thing at First National Pawn. I do not have one of these bad boys, and I know I just got one. I got a regular version last week. I've been trying to find one of these reasonably priced or not beaten all to hell. When I find one that's not beaten all to hell, somebody wants $100 for it and won't budge. Or if I do find one that's reasonably priced, it's been run through the wood chipper. This one has one slight crack on the back, and it's probably from being pulled off of a shelf. But otherwise, the rest of it is minty. It needs to be cleaned up. I can tell it's dusty on the inside, and I will probably break it down and clean it up myself. But as I said, I don't have one. I'm going to try to track down one of the Mountain Dew versions now, and that is the Halo, the original Xbox Halo Special Edition. And man, is this motherfucker heavy. No doubt. I will give Microsoft this. They overbuilt the shit out of this thing. But yeah, it was $30 complete and 25% off, so I got it for $22.50 with a controller, power pack, and AV cable. So, really, the AV cable isn't an original one, but that's fine by me. It's got S-Video on it, which I'd rather have for this anyway. S-Video or component. But yeah, super duper excited to get this for 22 bucks. Like I said, every time I find one, the people want way too much for them, or, you know, I'll pay $100 for one. I'll even pay $200 for a Halo Xbox if it's complete in the box, but I ain't paying $200 for the controller and the cables and the console. That's it. Then it was some store shopping. This one was an Amazon pickup. Have not been able to get it in town for the life of me. I absolutely love this game. I'm opening it now because I was super duper excited. I didn't even know that they had put this out. But super excited to grab it up. It is the remastered version. I don't know how much they remastered because I don't know how much effort went into this. It kind of snuck under the radar, but I absolutely played the hell out of Arcania. I believe it's a Gothic Tale or Gothic 4 Arcania, whatever the original was. I have it over here on the shelf somewhere on the 360. But this also includes The Fall of Citeref. I loved the original Arcania. Think of it as a poor man's Witcher. I'm not going to say it's graphically as intense or even as polished as The Witcher, and I know The Witcher's had some problems, but yeah, that I loved Arcania. Then I see this one's getting, must be relatively, I don't want to say rare, but man, I see the used price and the auction price on it. I don't know if it's due to the popularity of the show, because I know this has gotten really middling reviews. On 1 to 10 scales, I see Max is out at about 6, 6.5, right around there, and on the 3-star scale, see 2s and 3s for it all the time. Which, you know, whatever, take it for what you will. You know, I am long been an advocate of playing the games you like, and case in point, Quake 4 gets dragged through the mud, and I absolutely love that game. Absolutely love it. It's probably one of the games on the 360 I play through at least once a year. As I said, I know it gets dragged through the mud really bad, but I used my Reward Zone credit anyway at Best Buy. I had $15 in Reward Zone, then 20% off of the new purchase. So this one ended up being 16 bucks, and then used the 15. This was also 16 bucks used. I got Lost Planet 3 and Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Now, I know that there are some people who say Lost Planet 3, they redeem themselves on that one, and that's what I was saying. The Walking Dead gets middling reviews, but I'm glad to get both of them because I really want to give them a try. I'll get back to the Lost Planet thing in just a second. And then it was over to Rock 30, and I played through this on the PS3, and I believe I traded it in, or maybe it was a rental. Let me see, when did this come out? 2009. I can't remember. No, it was a rental. I rented it from Blockbuster because Blockbuster was still around. I am thinking Hollywood Video. I can't remember when they finally went out of business. So anyway, pick this up. Wolfenstein. This is not the newest version. This is the version that, like, the paranormally version that came out in 2009. This was actually a good game, reasonably fun. Had a weird, if I remember correctly, time rift, time shifting mechanic to it. So yeah, I'm glad to get it again. I didn't actually have it before; it was a rental. Then also at Rock 30, Lost Planet 2. Now you might be saying to me, Nate, what's the deal with the Lost Planet stuff? I found my Lost Planet demo the other day for Part 1. And I played it for about an hour, and it's just the demo. I think it's just the first stage. I don't think I gave that game a fair shake, so I said I'm going to track it down. Funny enough, these two, Lost Planet 2 and Lost Planet 3, were more expensive than the collector's, a sealed collector's edition of Lost Planet 1, which I got for $8 on eBay, and this guy was $16. And this guy was $9, meaning to me that Part 2 and Part 3, it seems to me that Part 2 and Part 3 have a dedicated fan base, but are not widely, in the Pantheon, are not widely considered great games. However, I will say this is when Capcom was still taking chances, not just putting out new Street Fighter and Resident Evil rehashes every 6 months, so... To be fair, I love Resident Evil Revelations 2, and I should probably get into Resident Evil Revelations 1. While I was at GameStop, kind of a Nordic Games theme here now that they own this property. Yeah, while I was at GameStop and picking up my copy of Godzilla, I saw this on the shelf, and I realized this one's getting tougher to find. So I picked this up. It was 16 bucks with my power-up rewards, and I had a $5 off coupon, so... it wasn't 11, it was 16 bucks after my power-up, and so I think it was like $22.99 or $23.99, then 5 bucks off, and then the 10% discount, so something like that. I actually enjoyed the first All Destroy All Humans. I realized that this one got some middling reviews as well, but as I've said, I like to play the games that I like, and I enjoyed the first one quite a bit. So it was a pretty massive week this week. Not going to do a recap video because there was a ton of stuff that I found and came in. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. I'm gonna get around to doing some gameplay videos. I got a gameplay video of one of my favorite games on the PS1, a game called Silent Bomber. I'm gonna put that up in the coming days here. Just got to do some simple editing on it and clean it up a little bit, but yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. And I know I've been teasing a game room tour for the longest time. The problem is that when I did shoot the video with my phone, I just didn't like the way it turned out, so I tracked down one of those Kodak ZI-10 one-touch cameras. They shoot amazing video. My girlfriend has one, and I was going to use hers, but she cannot find it anywhere. So I'm going to use the one that I get. It's supposed to be on the way. I don't know what's taking so long. He shipped it over a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, from Rapid City, South Dakota, and I'm in North Dakota. So I'm hoping it didn't get lost in the mail. But once that's here, I will get a complete game room tour up for you guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.